and I figured that, I wanted to have another conversation with people in general, simply because I'm just trying to understand what it is that we're doing in the year of 2025 as we're African Americans or Americans of African descent. What does that mean to you? Probably absolutely nothing, but as we are a broken community, and I do mean broken, the expectation of marriage and success of marriage, what can I say? Some people are great at it, and for some people it didn't work. But it didn't mean that you just continued to shop. You know what I'm saying? It just means that you had to make a decision as to what you were going to do with your life. And I've made a decision as to what I'm going to do with my life, as it is my life. I don't need to have permission to talk about what it is that I'm talking about. Simply, I understand. And there is no public engagement here in Nevada. No, they simply have not-for-profit agencies that all send someone to participate at the level of governance in the community. Well, there's just little or no room for the community to ever participate. It's not something that just actually happens. And so you could just say, you could watch from afar, and that's usually what I do. I watch from afar. And as I have watched and observed, I realize that Nevada has a problem with equity and access. And it is truly just equity, access, simply because they can't demonstrate that all children have had the same access. But they certainly have made access happen where they needed to make access happen, like in the rural areas. So every child you know, every child generates a dollar amount, and that is the dollar amount. As for the additional funding, I don't know how it's actually worked, but I do know that failure is an option. But social promotion is really what is key, because they're just promoting these children outside the door. And when they promote them, they get this thing called a certificate of completion. And with that certificate, it doesn't come with anything, boo. You just get absolutely nothing, meaning that you can't go back and claim those 2 years of skills-based training that Obama had set aside in the Every Child, Succeed Act. But when we're talking about special education, and people who look like me are acting like that is some kind of thing, like it's a cootie thing. And I'm saying, oh no, did you not know that it is just like Burger King? Because it's not what they would like to do for you, but it is what the law requires. And so there's some city in California that is going to suspend special education services. And I said, well, I don't know how they're going to do that, simply because public education is mandated by law, and there is a purpose for that. It's supposed to be so that states can say, hello, King of Peru, whatever. Can't see that well. I don't have my glasses. But anyways, hello and welcome, welcome, welcome. I say welcome, and I say share, and I just say, what is it that you're doing? It's 2025, and you're still alive. And as you are alive, what is it you're doing? And I said, well, I can do something. No, I can communicate effectively, but it is troublesome when locally people don't understand how that they've even counted the number of children who are ready to enter into early assessments. But when you go to the CDC's website now, it's under reconstruction based on the current administration. So Watch Me Thrive 0 to 5 is just not there anymore. Well, it's still there, but you have to ask for it. But you probably could just ask Google, and even ask Google about Head Start. Because you see, this Head Start thing, this early Head Start thing, this thing we call education is mandated by law. And your state should be, what the state should be doing is to ensure adequacy and access for all children. Oh, but your children are failing. What should I say? I don't know anymore. I'm just confused. As the law is, you will and you shall. Well, hello, hello, and welcome, welcome, welcome. I mean, it's about Did you notice that everything shifted a while back and then our content kind of like got taken offline? Because I used to have this program called Anchor, and Anchor would give you some peas and pennies because every now and then I would get to choose to get some cash from um, Panera Bread, or I could have that little money sent over there to Target. And it was helping me, because it was all about what? It was all about, just participating and sowing seed to reap a harvest. And now I don't really reap a harvest, but it doesn't stop me from getting out here sharing the importance of participation as a citizen. And I ask you, excuse me, I call myself Citizen Anderson over there on Podbean, but truly, my name is Darlene Anderson, but I use the whole thing, Darlene Billups Anderson, because my surname from my daddy was Billups. You know that Billups gas station in the South. I want my piece of the pie too, boo. I just simply think I'm entitled to thrive. And what is thriving? It is being alive. And I've met some people, but over the time I figured it out. It's me, boo. I'm the most important thing here. And so it is all about what I've chosen to do in my life and with my life. And because all three of my sons graduated, I want to say above basic. But what is basic and what is public education in the first place? Well, damn, I thought you knew. It is a behavior modification, simply, no more than that. But the human behavior and human development makes a difference. I think my phone is trying to get in the sun. I gotta move it a little bit out of the sun because, in a minute it'll be telling me, oh, the temperature's so hot. Yeah, that's hot, all right. They don't want you listening. But I have over 1,000 shows I want to say over there on Spotify. It's Parent Empowerment, half an hour. What the hell? That's what this girl said. You should name it. What the hell? And I did change it for a second because what the hell is whatever? And human development is truly whatever. But in a nation, when you as an individual just can't what? Call it like you see it. What was that thing about George Floyd? We all watched it as American citizens. And what was said ultimately? Well, Congress didn't comment on it. And I'm saying, well, why? Why? And that's probably what Kendrick is asking. Why? Whatever. Because Kendrick certainly lit a fire under so many people. Did you not pay attention? Go back and watch it. It is history now. Squabble up. And it's real. We need to squabble up and get together and have a conversation about this thing we call freedom and liberty and justice. Not just us, but justice, because it is not just us, but it seems like it is just us when you get restricted and you are not allowed to. But this I got to do simply because I built first my platform out there on Zoom. Come on and Zoom. Come on and Zoom, because Zoom is $165. But when you can stream live as long as you want over there on Facebook or YouTube, there's no time frame. That's just you. And what are you willing to do? And quite frankly, anything I can, within reason. I have, within reason, certain things I just don't understand. Because people who I'm supporting believe that they know, they understand more than me. And I'm saying, I never knew. But the one thing I do know is that I'm human and entitled. And as long as I'm a human being, I'm entitled. And what am I entitled to? Well, the same protections under the law that everyone else is entitled to. But when people are doing things, and basically, when you buy these devices, you think you own them, but then only to come and find out that, oh no, all the peanut butter sandwiches, somebody else owns the device. And I'm saying, well, who would that be? I'd be kind of confused. And then I said, oh, network administrators. And I'm saying, stop following me around. I'm not at home, so I'm not on my home network. And so they're just getting notified a little bit late, but probably who cares anymore? That's right, because failure has been accepted across this nation. What is the value of a letter grade of F for a mandated service, meaning that you must participate or you too can lose your gifted, intelligent placement for life at the age of 11? And I'm saying, oh, and people legislated that. They really did. Go look it up. Habitual disciplinary problem. Just go look it up. I'm just trying to understand what is special education and what is mental illness, but truly, how does it affect any one of us? Hello, hello. And I'm just saying, when we are only human, what is mental health? Well, it's human development. But what is human development? And who is obligated to ensure that level of adequacy actually happens? And I'm saying, oh, well, you didn't know? Well, Michael knew. He said, look at that man in the mirror. And when he realized it was him, he tried to make a statement. They don't really care about us. And then his life was unalived. I mean, but he'll live forever because his music will certainly live forever. And the money that his music continues to generate, just like Prince, and then just like who recently, Angie Stone, she was talking about she wanted her money. And I'm saying, but really, when we come to the American dream of entertainers and entertainment, understand, we don't control that. They don't come to our community anymore. And, they're so separated. And it's just like, well, what's his name? The one that took a knee. Y'all all know who I'm talking about. He felt that, he was untouchable. He's mixed race, and he was just saying he didn't want to think about his cousin out there getting stopped, getting pulled over, and being unalived. And I'm saying, well, don't you understand? You understand too. We all understand. And in 2025, we're certainly going to understand that it is time. We've been given these glorious devices. Just be careful. Because, it follows you wherever you go. It knows it knows how many pennies you spend from day to day. Did you not know that? I did. They're watching you. And as you have to pay your bills for survival, understand survival is key, as life is key too. And we enjoy living. That's why we said that thing we call the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for Darlene Anderson. Did you not hear me? I said it. And as I have an open medical with Los Rios Community College that they failed to adhere to, I'm looking for an attorney that would take on my case. Because simply, I was in a toxic environment, and my son happened to be born with a disability. I was unaware, but everybody else was. That's why they're all in line, in allegiance, sticking together to terminate my employment, only to understand that I had qualified for PERS, and that's why they were willing to give me the lifetime medical, but then to just choose to dishonor that. But more than that, to understand how workers' comp actually works in America. Oh, it's all so criminal. I hope Trump certainly digs into the workers' comp issues, because they're certainly, not willing to provide the same level of protections to you as an individual. And I promise you that is what it is. Because simply, I did try to go back to work. I served as a VISTA, a volunteer in service for America, under the Corporation for National Community Service. Can we get a hey for VISTAs all over America? Because you didn't understand, but that is a planning process, and where someone has written a statement of an attempt to try to achieve a development in a local community, and you too can apply to work in that development, just like the Peace Corps. My sister's actually doing Peace Corps right now. I am going to be 67, I believe, and she is 68 already. Yeah, that's what it is. But time just keeps on moving on. And isn't it awesome that we're still living in 2025 and that we've been given all these wonderful, glorious tools? And that's all they are, is just tools. And I would admonish everyone to understand that it is you when you look into the mirror. That's why Michael said, I'm looking for that man in the mirror. He was waiting for him to state his case, but when he realized what his case was, well, he was just simply unalived. And as for the Americans, the African American, the people who wait to be told what to do, television, I stopped watching, turn the TV off. Kendrick says it, turn the TV off and stop, and then start paying attention, as we all still will have to pay these ridiculous bills for survival. But know that Daniel Boone was certainly a man. Daniel Boone was a man. He was a real man, but he fought the Indians and stole the land. And, what can I say? He was on the wild frontier, and here we are, still living in the wild frontier as people have children all the time. But if they're unaware, the medical system would document their behavior and understand everything about them. But should there be any trace of anything in their system when they deliver that baby, they won't go home with that baby. I promise you they will not. And it is not about them understanding how to better their circumstances. No, it is about documenting and demonstrating that someone else can do a better job than you. And I'm saying, seriously, I don't believe so. I've met some women who have lost their children in the past, and that's insanity, because you never forget where you come from. You always strive to go back and understand. But these people get involved in these people's lives, and it is insane. But it is happening all around us every day. As there is no real community engagement. No, it doesn't happen like that. Because people here in Nevada, well, they just have all these not-for-profit agencies, and they get funded by the federal government, and they truly are. And then they hire staff, to try to get the data that they need to fulfill their government contract. But then they're not working to serve everyone, and that's not their obligation. It is the state's obligation to serve everyone. But you have human rights, but you don't have no rights that no one has to recognize if you choose not to stand up and fight for the rights. And that's what it is. So, I question the fact that Nevada just doesn't say what they do to children who don't demonstrate the potential to be eligible for early start. And I said, well, how many contractors are out there providing services? Oh, I got a message. Now, hold on, I got a message. I gotta get it. Get my message. Seeing his grandmother, and it's awesome. She's 90-something, and he has his daughter with him. And my son is a father, and he knows what it is to be a father because he's also learning what it is to be a son. And the personal obligation and personal responsibility just flows downhill if you're a family. And because we come from these broken families, and families first is not where we're coming from, it is problematic in the African American community, simply because we have all these black elected leaders, just like black entertainers, but for whatever reason, we are not organizing down here on the ground. No, there's no unity. No, these people have elected positions. I understand they are elected to represent whatever they're representing, but they are also of shades like me. And as the shades are like me, understand that it is an obligation, and more than an obligation, it is a personal responsibility to step up. Just step up and step out and understand when you say, oh, I don't do politics. Understand what politics are, because it's the demonstration of the maintenance of effort and how they're spending the dollars. And we're not at the table. And I'm saying, well, do you know what the table even looks like, Boo? I don't think you do. I really don't. I'm going to send this out, guys. I'm going to do this. Hold on. I said share it. Share it, share it, share it. There we go. And so I can say hi to my grandbaby because my son is in California. And, you know, this is an awesome tool. It is a tool, however, and we all need to understand what tools are in America in the year of 2025. And these are tools so that we can truly communicate effectively with one another and the self advocacy to ensure adequate services are just happening for everyone. I don't know why this getting on my nerves. Oh, that's better. That might be a little bit better, but not much. Yeah, but just in the sunlight here. And it is just time. It is past time that we all stand up and understand that we have a personal obligation to this thing we call born in the USA. And as long as we are born in America, the obligation to be an American is truly, what does it mean to you? And if it means nothing to you, I'm not sure exactly what planet you're on, but it should mean something. But until we meet again, I'll say like, and I'll say go check out my podcast on Spotify. It is Parent Empowerment in Half an Hour. And get some knowledge. Or just follow me on Podbeam. It's Citizen Anderson. Or here on YouTube, Darlene Anderson 19858. But wake up in 2025 and be alive and share and empower. Understand that as we control the narrative as we have chosen to awaken. Y'all have a blessed day now.